This is the J Pitt Show.
What content strategy do you think agents should stop in 2026?
What content strategy?
Or just like videos you see agents post.
I'll tell you something I'm really kind of annoyed by lately. And this is more of an influencer type situation. I'm really, really tired of agents. I don't know, man. This is like a societal issue, but I've seen it cross over into our space. But like every little like piece of media relating to the industry, there's a lot of there's people making their careers that probably don't sell much real estate, I don't know, or any real estate, and they're just industry commentator types. Now, I recognize that I do some of this. I just don't do it with the negativity that I'm seeing. Don't take every media story and turn it into a conspiracy theory and spew negativity and try to create infighting within our industry. You know, Zillow's a big target of stuff like that. You know, recently, brokers and agents, of which we are one, maybe I'm, a bit partial in this case, but I just don't see the need. Like, I see people talking about brokers that are allied with Zillow and making claims and things as a result of basically zero research, zero understanding, zero experience. And that's just annoying. We shouldn't tear each other down. You're always going to find yourself in an opportunity to say something negative about your competition. I think you're better off focusing on yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As far as content, what they should stop, I don't know, man. I mean, I think you should put out content that you feel passionate about. I think you should try, in a sea of similarity, you should try to stand out, right? You should market yourself and your listing inventory in a way that reflects positively on both you and the listing, right? My brother's a good example. He's goofy as hell. He's doing these videos now where he's always running. I don't know why he's running. I don't know why a 40-year-old guy would need to run in a video. But he's not running fast. He's just he's out of breath.
Probably shouldn't either.
He probably shouldn't. He's not sprinting. He's not going to pull anything or hurt himself. But he's always out of breath. He's always running, and he's always got these funny songs, and he sings part of the song, and he can't sing worth a shit. And it's just but it's so funny and endearing, and you're like, hey, that guy doesn't take himself too seriously. He's funny, and by the way, here's a great listing. Scott Radcliffe does a number of these videos. I forget what they're called. Maybe Hannah, maybe time for the mic. What's it called? By the way, Hannah has a mic now, y'all.
Hello.
Hello. What is the transition called when you take a clip and then something's going on in the clip and then it cuts to the video you're doing? Is there a name for that?
Oh yeah. I don't know. I mean, I guess it could be any.
Our media expert here. It's not like a jump cut or something. I don't know if cinematically.
Are you talking about
It
the ones
depends
where
on what it
a car
is.
will hit somebody
and then he'll come flying into the screen like he got hit by the car, kind of situation. It's like a video where it looks like somebody's going to get hit by a car, and then immediately right before it happens, they cut, and then Scott comes flying in from out of frame like he was the one that got hit by the car.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. That's unique and funny and interesting. And you can have some levity with it. So those are things to do, not to stop doing. So I don't really know how to answer that question. Yeah. I just think you should try to have your own personality in it. You don't have to take yourself super serious and you're just looking to be memorable.
Yeah. I would say like
Yeah. Do you have any ideas? Like, how would you answer the question?
it's not really like one specific piece of content. I think so. I think a lot of content in the industry's got a little less professional than it should. I think it's fine. You want to show your personality, be yourself, and I'll go back to that here in a sec. But I think some of it's got too far away from not being professional.
Okay.
Whether, and if you're listening, you probably know what I'm talking about. But I think there's a certain level of professionalism we should still have.
Okay.
And I think if you're somebody who's not being super professional online, and I'm not going to say anything specific like posts, but it kind of reflects on the whole industry in a way sometimes.
Yeah.
So I would just like to see really well thought out content that is still professional.
I mean, I guess I'm searching certainly that's contrary to probably what I said, because I do think that the desire to stand out does lead people to make unfortunate choices sometimes.
Yeah, but I guess it shouldn't be like forced unprofessionalism. Like it should just be you should just be yourself in your content, but you don't need to force like your how you're being different from everybody else.
Let's use let's look at like comedy for some reference here. Like an insensitive joke it stands out, and a lot of times the barometer in comedy is that you can say insensitive things as long as it's funny. But if it ain't funny, then you're just insensitive. So I guess my point becomes then the examples I gave you. Those aren't incredibly professional, but they're funny. Comedy's not the goal, but being memorable is somewhat the goal. So I don't know where you draw the line. It's like, it's very subjective, isn't it? Yeah. Because I know what you're talking about. Certainly, I've seen agents that are trying too hard, right? I saw a video yesterday, cringy as all get out. It was a female realtor in a variety of poses, very provocatively dressed, saying, "Can your realtor do this?" Pose. "Can your realtor do this?" Pose. "Can your realtor do that?" Different pose. Like, you see what I'm saying? And it was cringy.
Yeah.
Awful.
Yeah.
Suggestive. And I'm like, who does that appeal to? And so, yeah, certainly stuff like that, I'm out. But, don't take yourself too serious either.
Yeah, and you don't have to have like somebody shooting a professional video for you all the time. That's not what I'm saying. Like most of the listening videos I do, I'm shooting myself, and I kind of found this little niche of how I like to do them. And it's not like professionally shot. That's not what I mean. It's just like,
well, you mean professionalism in terms of your behavior.
Yes.
The way you act.
Yes.
And certainly that last example I give you of the lady with the poses, that's not professional. And I don't see the value in any of it.
Yeah.
But like, what Zach and what Scott do, and
it's very
some of that stuff is entertaining.
Yeah.
But I don't know that I would call it professional. So I know you weren't talking about those examples and you weren't disagreeing with me necessarily, but it did make me think about that, because I think you're right. I think we have gotten away from professionalism to an extent. But it's a catch-22, right?
Yeah.
You want to meet new people. You want your content to be seen. You want people to pay attention to you. And it's, I think, getting maybe increasingly more difficult to be seen and noticed and remembered for the right reasons.
Yeah. I saw a really good post the other day about, everybody's searching for niche content. Like they want to niche down their content.
Yeah.
And they said you shouldn't be doing that because you are the niche. Like,
Yeah.
if you just are yourself and whatever you're posting is unique to you and it actually is you and it's not forced, like that's your niche. You don't need to be searching for a niche.
So, I think this is relevant. You know, Hannah and I had a conversation the other day about some very slight, small changes we're going to make to the content that we do. And very smart person once told me, because, you know, I was always about variety. I didn't want our content to become stale, right? And my inclination was to change things often so that it stayed fresh. And a very smart person that has a lot of experience in social media said, no, it's the exact opposite. You're not
I was about
like,
to say, yeah,
like
I feel like it is the
your
opposite of what you just said.
setting should be consistent. Your goal is for your audience. The second your video, they swipe up and see your video, the instant they see it, they know exactly what it is. And the only way they can do that is with familiarity. So if you look, we do some variety of content. We do every week, we do a podcast clip, right? As long as we have one to post, which we usually do. Podcast clip, a meeting clip, which is me on the stool in the training room, same background, audience off camera. You can hear them, but you can't see them. Every once in a while, you can see somebody walk behind me or something like that. We do a meme post. We do a reaction video, right? We only have 4 different types of content. Am I missing something? I think that's about it. Okay, so we do a reaction video, which is usually me at the desk, meeting, podcast, meme. And we do the same thing every week.
Yeah.
And so I think we've seen an enormous amount of growth. I mean, we're I don't know, getting close
I
to
think
like
the truest form, like what you were just talking about, familiarity, and from what I've noticed at least, is the ones where you're sitting in the meetings right there on
Yeah.
the chair and it's the same exact shot every time.
Mhm.
I think that is like a perfect example of how to do it.
Yeah, and it's everybody that sees that sort of video framed that way with that background knows exactly what to expect.
Yeah, well, I mean, think about like any page you go scrolling at night before you go to sleep. If it's a page you see a lot, sometimes you'll go and you'll scroll on their feed or their posts, and you're there to see one type of content. They're not
100%.
doing different stuff. They got popular for one thing.
Exactly.
And you're going
And if
there
you
to
go
scroll
away
for
from that, like you're doing yourself a disservice. I mean, I'm looking at, you know, we hit a run. I'm at, 15,200 followers, been there for about a year on Instagram, but we're at 7,770 followers on TikTok. And I mean, that has just been a slow, steady burn.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 2 to 5 to 10 followers a day. And it's just, we've gone from under 1,000 a few years ago when we started on this kind of like short form video journey to over 7,000 very organically, very consistently. It's not a big boom moment where you had one video that went crazy viral that got you thousands of followers, which I know it happens to some people. We're just plugging along. And it's that, and the interesting difference between, TikTok and Instagram is that the people largely that see you on TikTok don't know you.
No.
So they're truly engaging with the content.
It does. I do feel like TikTok is localizing a little bit, though.
It is. I've noticed this as well. I've seen a lot more Louisville content lately.
Yeah, same. I haven't really noticed it on Instagram a ton, but I don't really watch Instagram Reels. But I've definitely noticed it on TikTok.
Instagram Reels, the Reels feed feels more meme, viral, like it's the same. Like I see way fewer users. I see the same creators, and I see the same type of thing.
I'm getting on TikTok a lot of food content in Louisville.
I mean, you clicked on something.
Yeah.
I get, you know what I got lately? This is awesome. Y'all laughed at this. I get bushcrafting content. You know what bushcrafting is? It's like some dude or lady, I guess, but mostly dudes in the woods with a camera and like rudimentary tools and they like build
Yeah.
they build shelters for themselves, like in the woods by themselves, and they always have the same thing. Like they get to the very end, and then they take off their boots and like sit on their little makeshift bed and use their little makeshift stove to like
It's a little ASMR.
heat up. There is a lot of sounds, a lot of the leaves crackling and fire, and they make their little fire, and then they cook up their little meal, and then they eat it, and then they like lay down on the bed and turn off the lantern.
Yeah.
And it's like always like 5-minute videos, and you watch them like build a house from the ground up.
You know what piece of content I'm surprised I haven't seen a real estate agent do or get popular for yet? And I've thought about doing it. I just haven't done it. I don't know why. Maybe it feels awkward to me, which isn't a good excuse. But when I think about real estate agents and myself throughout the week, like, I mean, you're running and gunning, a lot of times eating your lunch in your car or something. I'm surprised there's not, food stuff is super viral. I'm surprised there's not a real estate agent that like eats a new meal in their car, every day during lunch, because that's where they are before their next showing or something.
there's a lot of these types of creators, and there's one specifically that's like super viral in Kentucky, that just goes around the state trying all different kind of restaurants, and he always eats in his car. You know what I'm talking about?
Luke Foods?
Yeah, Luke Foods. That's him. You could do that like as a real
That's what
estate
I'm
agent
saying,
and just do it in your city.
Yeah.
Like I'm make a list of restaurants, and as you're riding around showing, when you get into part of town and it's lunchtime, you have the opportunity to take a break, just stop and get lunch and go.
Eat in your
Wouldn't be
food.
crazy.
No. You just, you're outside this new listing.
I mean, it's just enough of
waiting,
it's just enough of a spin on what some like a proven concept. I mean, because that's really all it is, right? There's proven concepts.
right.
I tell you something else I've been getting a lot lately. This is crazy. And I'm a baseball guy. You guys know this. The guy that restores old baseball gloves. He's called the glove craftsman, or the craftsman something or other. Anyway, he's got a whole business, man, where his content, I actually messaged him because I've got like an old ball glove that I like have been wanting to recondition, and I know how to do it, but like it's a pain. It takes a long time, and you need I would have to buy some tools, and so like his entire business is restoring old ball gloves, and he gets every one of his leads from DMs. He has a website. He sells products, conditioner, tools, all the things. But you literally can FedEx him your glove, and he'll restore it for you and film it. And then if he puts it on the channel, he gives you a discount.
Oh, nice.
It's kind of wild,
Yeah.
man. But stuff like that. I mean, I'm often like you though, Ryan, seeing these concepts succeed and thinking to myself, okay, what's the real estate version of this?
Yeah.
And, under different circumstances, personally, I mean, I could see myself doing some of that, but I don't feel like I have the time for it.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, I don't know. Maybe I'll do it. We'll see.
Maybe you will.
I feel like it'd be a strange
Do it in
thing
it'd be stretching
a really
E-Town.
strange thing to. Well, and I can do it there, here, Meade County, Fort Knox.
Go to Tony York's.
So I got something crazy for you. Did you ever go to the Lakers, drive-in?
Oh yeah,
So they opened a restaurant in E-Town.
Lakers.
Yeah,
So
near
the old
downtown.
drive-in,
No,
West
it's still
Hardin
open.
drive-in.
It's still open.
So the drive-in's still open.
Yes.
How
And,
about West Hardin High School?
Yeah.
Wild.
And they have a restaurant now, which is a lot of the same stuff. Maybe a
it
couple
good?
other things. I haven't been yet. They just opened.
Okay.
And there was just a news
no-
enterprise post about it.
it's
And
no
everybody
Bub's
was
Cafe.
complaining about the prices of what it was.
Somebody was complaining about the price.
Well, they're more. It's a lot more expensive than if you go to Lakers. A burger's like $15. Then you got to get
That's what a
fries
burger.
with it
But
too.
that's what a burger
But
costs.
everybody was like, "Okay, go out there and you'll spend the difference in gas."
I mean, sorry for the hyper local E-Town content for you guys. But yeah, that's what a burger costs at a restaurant. What are you complaining about?
Yeah.
People are wild. Anyway, yeah, man, this content conversation can go a million different ways. The most important thing, and I can tie a bow around it with this, it really doesn't matter. Just do something.
Well, and consistency.
Do something. Well, but you got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
And obviously, one of the biggest issues with real estate agents in any endeavor is you don't stick with it long enough to allow it to be successful.
Mm-hmm.
So start. Step one, start. and then resist change. So my dad used to always tell me, the most successful people tend to make decisions quickly and change them slowly. Right. So you be decisive and change and do something and start. But then when you feel the urge, right, the anxiety, the self-conscious need to pivot and move on from something, the good chance it's too quick. And you haven't exhausted all opportunity to make that endeavor successful. And then you hop on to something else, and then you repeat the cycle.
Yep.
So stick with it, give it time. Guys, I cannot tell you how many hours I've spent podcasting since 2018. Okay? Can I source a single transaction to this podcast? No. I can source some recruits. But this thing, I just know in my bones that it has made my business immeasurably better. Right? And so, we podcasted for probably 5 years before short form video was a thing, right? And we would do video clips, but nobody watched them because you just put them on YouTube and it was an hour-long episode, and you could cut some clips, but nobody watches, 60-second YouTube videos in 2019. Like, you know what I mean? Once short form video came along and became in vogue and popular, the podcast became immeasurably more valuable. But like, I didn't wait for that to decide to start the podcast. So anyway, that's just start.
Yeah.
Start, and when you feel like you ought to quit and do something different, stick with it a little while longer. Give it a chance.